go. We should be live. So if we are, can people just let us know it's all working? Because we're technically not very proficient. All good?
Wow, Will, that's really harsh of you to say.
I just think
that is,
it's best to be upfront about these things, if I'm honest.
You have to be realistic about these things, as
You
lovely
do have to
Logan
be
Nine
realistic about these
Fingers
things.
says. He's never been called lovely though, so that might be the first time. But thank you everyone for
Maybe
joining
of
us
age.
at the Brothers Gwynne. We haven't done a live stream in donkey's years, it feels like, Will. And this is our first kind of chat with Will at uni, me at home, testing out some new things. And what better opportunities to do it than we have finally hit 10K. So thank you everyone for the support.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's pretty mental, isn't it? And yeah, me and Ed are now, what, 6-hour drive away from each other?
Well, it depends who's driving. If you're driving, about 10.
That does say a lot. So I think it is working for everyone. Am I right?
Sounds good. Right? I can hear you. Can everyone hear us? People are saying congrats, so I think they can hear us. Thank you, guys. Perfect. Great to see everyone. Will, are you in charge of clicking on the comments to get them on the screen? It's a big job.
Oh, should we share it maybe? Thank you, Eddie.
You know, can share it.
I do. It does just make the coffee taste better inside.
Yeah,
but yeah, thank you everyone for all the congratulations. Sadie actually got a very nice gift for us, didn't she, Ed?
Oh, she did.
We didn't get a plaque from YouTube, but we did get a plaque from Sadie saying congrats. So that was very lovely. And we can keep that now, can't we?
Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much to the lovely lady that is Sadie. No, we're very grateful for that. That was a really cool moment that we got that. Sadie is the best indeed, Eddie. I completely agree.
Oh, we've got some people talking about Hunger of the Gods already, Ed. If you don't know, we've been doing a read of the Bloodsworn saga on the channel, and it's been going down pretty well, isn't it? And we may be biased, so it's nice to see some other people behind reinforcing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see a serpent lingering behind your head.
Yeah,
your wee head.
There we go. And then I've got ready the big boy, Hunger of the Gods himself, right here.
So have you dived into the read along late?
Well, yeah, uni is kind of pushing me down. It's been enjoyable, but there's a lot to catch up on. And so it's about the balance. And so maybe whilst we let a few questions people want to ask pile up, shall I talk about the books I'm reading? Or going to?
Absolutely, go for it. Yeah, please.
Well, I'm reading a lot of. So I'm reading about Robin Hood at the moment, the original ballads, the Guests of Robin Hood, that sort of stuff. And on top,
you don't need to do that. Just watch the Disney film with
yeah, exactly. I am actually going to watch Prince of Thieves.
John and Robin Hood walking through the forest. What a song!
You can just do it for me. But I did put in the Discord which adaptation should I watch, and I think the most common was Disney, and then Prince of Thieves. And I'm going to be watching Prince of Thieves very soon. Then obviously some history background, King John, and then we've got we're very lucky to be part of Papa Gwynne's Waterstones tour at times, don't we? So together we're both going to be on the 7th of November at Brighton Waterstones. If you're available, we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, let's know.
I'll be reading
in the chat if you guys are going to be
first book, The Unbroken, and so I've heard some great things. I don't actually really know what it's about. I haven't had time to look into it, and maybe it's one where it's best just going blind.
Well, she has some muscles. That's all you need to know.
There we go. That's all you need to know. And then I am moderating an event at Waterstones without you, sadly, Ed, with RJ Barker.
You've got to stop talking about this. Just hogging the limelight.
So I will be reading Gods of the Weirwood. Sorry, Ed. And so yeah, let me know if what your thoughts are on this. But yeah, I have dived into Hunger of the Gods late. Sorry about that. I've been letting the people down.
Is this the first time you've read Hunger of the Gods?
Of course, yeah. Very funny.
Time. Yeah. I'm just reading Live Ships at the moment, which is pretty cool. No, I will. I actually will be. So I'll be reading Royal Assassin this month, which will be really exciting because I need to carry on with some more Robin Hobb because she's just considered the GOAT for so many people. So I need to get into more of her. But yeah, the Waterstones tour is very exciting. Very, very buzzing about it. And what's cool is that we're both going to be at the London Piccadilly event. We won't be moderating that one, but we'll be there just to chat with people and heckle Papa Gwynne, which I think I saw Julie Crisp in the comments saying that she's here to heckle, which is great. Perfect. The best agent, the best for the job. Editor in the business. And an even better heckler, as it seems.
So. Yeah, more for that. And also, Ed, can you see the comment I've highlighted?
I can. Thank you very much, Faye. Yes.
If you don't know, Ed
Sadie
got
and
engaged.
Yeah. Well, you tell it, Will, if you want to. You go for it.
You know what? I think this is one of those occasions that I think you should talk about.
Well, it's funny because when Sadie was pregnant with Iris,
I'll talk about it if you want.
You actually knew way more about all the birth stuff than any of us did, and that's through Googling. I hope.
I just wanted to be prepared.
That's been called over prepared, I think, and also
shocking.
I
think I was.
But no, it's been a very good September.
Very nice. So yeah, big things happening. And Ed, how's you said October's going to be a month of reading sequels. We're 10 days in. Going to hold you to account. Have you done any of that yet?
Have I read any sequels? I have read Hunger of the Gods because that's the first book I wanted to read in October, and it was absolutely insane. Obviously, as we expect. Just love it so much. The world, can't wait for Fury to be out and everyone to see what it's like. Just so buzzing for that. But yeah, no, Hunger of the Gods was well only 60 quid this time, which is a shame.
It's dropping, isn't
it? But no, Hunger was even better than I imagined. I haven't physically read them for a little while. The last 2 times I've read them, I've listened to them. But I do like the audiobook of Colin Makes. But yeah, no, I absolutely loved reading it physically. And I won't spoil it, Julie. Don't worry. But I will say there's some cheese involved. So that made me very happy.
Inspired by you. And speaking of Julie, heckling, she's behind the heckling. We're all going to be there. We've got priorities, right, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Papa Gwynne might be most scared of the carnage we can cause. And with Julie and Mama on board as well, there's no limit, really, is there?
Yeah, and Iris will be there shouting at him.
Some more congratulations. I'm also really nice.
Oh, thank you very much, Abby.
And thank
you, everyone.
Philip, see, the scheduled time is the enemy, but I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the Fury of the Gods. And we will be doing a chat with Philip Chase and a few other wonderful booktubers in about mid-November. I think I've forgotten the exact date. Was it the 16th?
16th, I believe, Will. Yeah.
Wow, I remember the date. That is impressive. But yeah, I really cannot wait for that chat. Obviously, why did we start BookTube, Ed?
Because of Dr. Chase.
It's true.
I'll say that.
It is true.
Yeah, no, the first, because I was looking through BookTube the other day, and just like type in Papa Gwynne. I don't actually type in Papa Gwynne. I type in John Gwynne, and I was going through like the oldest videos, and the oldest ones were like 9, 8 years old. Like someone reviewed A Time of Dread or something, or it might have been Valor. And then not much really happened on BookTube, and then one day Mike Book Reviews reviewed Malice, and we were like, this is so cool. Like, this video's done so well in terms of like enjoyment. You know, listening to him talk about it was just so wicked. And then we saw that Philip Chase did a video with some other booktubers as well, and that was so cool. And just seeing people like geek out about the Faith and the Fallen motivated me particular to go and nag Will and beg him to do it with me, because usually I come up with the ideas and then William says no. Usually, I think that's how it goes. I'm like, please.
If you had a lot of his ideas, you'd understand.
Logistics are William's forte.
You have your genius, but you know you have to. You know when people say you have to get through the bad stuff before you get to the genius. You know.
I'm Stephen King. Okay.
Ed wants us to be doing like cartwheels in our intros, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. But Ed, we've already fallen quite behind on the comments, so I'll whiz through some of them, and then we can meander again. He's talking about how people are just smashing through the book, and yeah, it's making us look bad, isn't it? That we're not up to date. More people Rooster in Robin Hood.
Yeah, the Rooster guy is the best. I wish he could just follow me around and serenade me.
First time I watched the Disney Robin Hood, I don't watch all the others first, and then I think you did a quote, and you just like shouted something, and I looked at you strangely, and you said you have to watch this.
Well, I probably watched the Kevin Costner one before the Disney one. That feels wrong.
Sorry. My lecturer actually for the Robin Hood module actually said her mission this year is to fit as many pictures of Alan Rickman, Russell Crowe, Kevin Costner on as possible, as many as possible. So that's cool.
Yeah, good idea. Did you like the Russell Crowe Robin Hood? Ridley Scott, I believe it was.
So underrated. Obviously, you have to go in thinking there's no history in this, but I think Russell Crowe, he's one of my favorite actors. Cate Blanchett is fantastic. I love the gang. They actually feel like friends in it. I think it is one of the most
great songs
underrated
as well.
There is. I think the ending is a bit underwhelming, but it's not bad. It's just because the build-up is so good, and it's a film that makes me cry. So,
wow,
when something
I think
very sad.
Oscar Isaac's really good in that. Mark Strong
Onward,
as well.
That's what it's the strength is the cast. Mark Strong, Oscar Isaacs. It's just.
I wish Alan Rickman was in this one.
Yeah, maybe it's like it's a different character. It's just I don't really get why they had the French invading all that, but I still think it was a really good film.
The French, you can't have a story about the English without having the French trying to get involved and invade, and vice versa. I believe
Ridley Scott has got something out for the French. But on to the next. Talking about how do we have time? I don't know.
We don't,
to be honest.
Yeah,
we don't.
We have to be very efficient with our time, don't we?
Well, we have talked about reading wise. Obviously, we love it, so we do it in our spare time. Obviously, at uni as well, a lot of my time is actually having to read English and history, not the books I usually pick up, but a lot of reading. And some of them are novels. So that's part of the reading. That's how I fit it in. The channel, we kind of just fit it in where we can. We've had periods of being very temperamental, haven't we? But we've been quite consistent lately. We've just really been enjoying it, but we never take it too seriously. So
no.
There we go. That's how we'll carry it on.
The thing. It's always fun, and whatever we do is stuff we do for enjoyment. It is a hobby at the end of the day. It's not a career.
Exactly.
But we do it for fun. We do it for enjoyment, and I love reading. And if we read a book, we might as well talk about it because that's just what we want to do. We talk about it together. So we just put a camera there and then chat about our favorite things. So yeah, I think it's good. It's being efficient with your time. I mean, I commute a lot to work, that kind of thing. So listen to books. I think listening to books has really transformed my reading as well, because I wouldn't be able to get through anywhere near as much. And at the moment, I'm mainly listening to rereads, so books that I previously loved, especially as someone who wants to be a writer. I'm just kind of listening basically to every Joe Abercrombie book about 5 times, just so it reminds you of that wow factor, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Actually, today, talking about audiobooks, I was having a very light jog to the gym, and I was listening to the second Dungeon Call of Cthulhu book, and I just started laughing, and I saw some people look at me very weirdly because
you can't
laughing, just going, which was a bit terrifying for them, and I felt
like, oh, it's that psycho running again. Great.
Yeah, not again. Oh, we got another one. Legend. Thank you for popping along. Said that she try and fit it in whilst at work, so thank you for doing that.
We appreciate it.
I'm always very intrigued about the difference between like Barnes and Noble and Waterstones. Obviously, different companies, but I mean how they run, because they're like the dominant book company. Yeah, but they're like the dominant bookstore in America and then in England. And I wonder, are they similar and they're inspired by each other, or are they very different? Because often with the Waterstones, anything of books great, but I often think they're quite unorganized. But and all the books I've been going in to get lately,
fired.
They just don't have, because I want to support like the bookstores, because I needed like books by like 2 days later, so I couldn't like wait a while. So the bookshop's closer here. I had to look in like an independent, couldn't find them. Then the Waterstones, they didn't have this. They didn't have, because of the weird wood, they didn't have the Cambridge Old English Reader, although that's a bit more niche.
What a terrible company. What's wrong with them, mate?
I mean, what bookstore doesn't have this just out the front?
I know. Again, the plot is magnificent.
Yeah, it is.
The thing is, I got to say, when I visited Durham, because up in Durham, you've got 2 Waterstones, and I think that's really shown me the quality of life that you can have when you have 2 Waterstones in the same town within about 10 minutes of each other. Because that was a life-changing experience where I went to
2-minute walk.
Yeah, but I went to one Waterstones, bought a whole load, and then said, actually, we can't transport these on the train, so can you deliver them to where we live? Then I went to the other Waterstones and managed to buy a few. So that was really cool.
I mean, we spent 40 minutes in one, and I said we're going to the next, and you went, haha. And
I think I've seen Philip Chase said that he has that book.
No way. I see that means that I'm feeling confident that this might be able to help me then. And Philip, I may be contacting you for some help at some point. I think I'm going to need it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the first few lectures and workshops I've been doing on Old English, which is
Can you give us some Old English today?
Min Nama William. I had my first workshop today.
You've got to practice the pronunciation.
Min Yama. I'm sorry, I'm awful.
Min William.
Yeah.
The lilt.
Yeah. Thank you, Ed. You're much better at it than me. You've always been much better at accents than me. I remember when I had to do Spanish. Oh my word, I think the patience wore out when I was trying to pronounce my R's, and just for 20 minutes.
It's when you just kept saying "ke." People were like, "Just get him out."
I know I'm really bad, but I'm just hoping my passion will power through. Oh, Heidi's saying that she's listening to Golden Fall. Do you know who wrote that,
Ed? Robin Hobb, I believe.
Very nice, Ed. I'm sorry. I was trying to be mean because then I thought I could say you can't talk about light ships.
It's really your kind of your true colours coming out there, Will. It's not very kind.
But about Golden Fall, I think am I getting it mixed up? I think that might be book 2 of the Tournament trilogy, if I'm right. There is a bit that I was a little bit confused, but it kind of clears up, and I think it's a bit intentional. And as always, it's mainly about the characters. So if you're confused a bit about the plot, I'd say it doesn't affect the majority of the story.
Who cares about plot anyway?
Lady Mare talking about Gods of the Weirdwood.
Nice to have you, Lady Mare. How are you doing?
I'm really looking forward to diving into it. I did really enjoy Tide Child, so I'm looking forward to reading some more R.J. Barker. Well, this is showing me we are behind the comments because they're talking about Gods of the Weirdwood, which I lifted out ages ago.
Well, terrible person. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we're not sure if Papa Gwynne will go to the US, but if there ever is news, we will be shouting it from the rooftops.
Well, Eddie sent him a great list of if he was going to do a tour of America, then these are the places to go. So
thank you very much,
thank you, Eddie, Ohio Ed, for that as well. So that was really cool. Hopefully he will get to the US at some point. Be really, really exciting, but only when we can go with him.
Exactly. That is the priority. But here, Ed, a very difficult question. Papa Gwynne's favorite books is hard because obviously we've grown up with them. I think the Faith from the Fallen will always be there for sentimentality. But I think if you said like, okay, this month you're reading one of Papa Gwynne's series, I think I'd choose Bloodsworn. I think it's his best written. I think Orca is perhaps his best written character. There's favourites in the Faith of the Fallen, such as Macquin, who are extraordinary, but he's not as central character as like Orca is. I think just the way Orca's growth and it's just magnificent. Macquin's still, I think, my favourite Papa Gwynne character, but I think you can really just see Papa Gwynne's craft, how it's really grown over his duration as an author. With the Bloodsworn saga, it's a series many more people like. I think it's much more accessible to a wider audience. A lot of people are put off by the amount of names or like 13 POVs and Malice, whereas Bloodsworn's a lot more stripped back, a lot more intimate, and I just love the Norse mythology and the world. I think for world, Bloodsworn 100%. The rest I can't really decide.
Yeah, obviously I think Of Blood and Bone is Papa Gwynne's most underrated. Orca, to me, I think Elva is actually the best written character in the Bloodsworn. I think she asks the most questions with her character, and I really like the kind of themes that Papa Gwynne tackles with her. I think she's his most like grimdark character, we'd say. Bloodsworn, if I'm in the mood for Vikings, 100%. I think if I'm in the mood for traditional fantasy, then it'd have to be Faith in the Fallen because they are like my friends, those characters, and I'll always love it. But yeah, I think at the moment, especially with this reread, Bloodsworn is probably my favorite at the moment. So yeah, if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose Bloodsworn.
Before we move on, though, I just want to say, when rereading Of Blood and Bone, I don't think I've ever properly what's the word? Not respected. I just absolutely adored this time the political background that Papa Gwynne really brings in. It's not the main factor, but far more than his other series, it's lurking in the background. It influences so many major decisions, and the backstabbings and betrayals and twists and turns and the suspense because of these culminations that are going to happen is extraordinary. And Papa Gwynne
also,
is
I love
very, very different from George R. R. Martin, but it did actually feel a bit of Game of Thrones-esque with those political machinations.
Yeah, 100%. I think it feels very real. It feels very, very much like a saga where there are all sorts of betrayals and blood debts and feuds and all that kind of stuff. And you know, for fantasy, I love all the big creatures, and Papa Gwynne just gave them steroids, basically. So yeah, I think
very nice.
But I think Papa Gwynne's got more effective with his writing over time.
Yeah. Read more Hobbed. It's a simple.
I will do.
Lesson.
I'm thinking I'm going to read at least one Hob per month.
That's a very good rule to have, Ed. I love that. Maybe I'll join you when you, because I do need to reread them. Kaladin talking about Malice. Really hope that you enjoy Malice and the rest of the series. We can't hear no bad about it. It just hurts us. But really hope that you enjoy it. And yeah, you did mention it in your top 10, Ed, didn't you? Part 2 of that video will be coming out, I believe, next week. We've got a few coming up, such as we have a chat with Papa Gwynne coming on the channel in, I believe, 3 or 4 days. So that'll be our next video. And then after that, it might be a September reads, but it depends if we get that done. And then the latter part of the fantasy. Sorry, there's been a bit of a delay with that, but things like this live stream, Papa Gwynne chat, they're time dependent, so we've had to put them first. But it will be up. It is already recorded, and it'll be up when we can do it.
Yeah, it was lovely to chat with him, and it's very exciting to be having Papa Gwynne back on the channel. We've got a really big October coming up, I think, for the channel, so it's very exciting. But yeah, Abby, buzzing to meet you. It'd be so lovely after all these years. Be so exciting.
I know. It's always a little bit strange seeing people in person because you already feel like you really know them, and then you realise I've never seen them in person. So that would be lovely. Looking forward to that. Is on the 25th, I believe. Cool, Papa. Yeah,
we will.
Robin Hood book Outlaw. I do need to read. Do you know? I think that if I get time around Christmas, I am going to read some Robin Hood literature. So yeah, I think Angus Donald, great place to start.
I tried Outlaw. Well, yeah, I've read Berserker. I think his first one of the Viking series. He's actually got a new book out today, I believe. But yeah, no, I did try Outlaw because Papa Gwynne loves it. He loves Outlaw, so it's absolutely brilliant. But I think I just read the first law, so I wasn't really interested in any historical fiction at that time. So yeah, but I definitely like to do it again.
Thank you,
Max Garfield, the man, myth, the legend.
He's always there. You can always depend on him to watch our video and support us, can't you?
I kind of get scared to read his comments because there are so many books on his TBR and the books he's reading that are kind of like underrated gems that I then have to add to my list. So and I love the way that he breaks his books down as well. I believe he's reading the Regante at the moment, which is awesome.
Wow.
Hope he's enjoying
that. Is awesome. Amazing books. If the Proclaimers reached their destination, came home 5 times, that'd be the same amount of miles as you have subscribers. I don't know if you know,
that is some maths.
Are like
that is and the maths are Nikki. We love the Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers are possibly my favorite like duo act. I love them. I sing their songs genuinely every single day. Every single day, I sing their songs. And Sunshine on Leith, which is a musical made from Proclaimer songs, is one of my top 10 films of all time. So wow, you just know us so well. Thank you, Ben, for the congrats.
Thank you, Ben, appreciate it.
Yeah, Dreammaster. So yeah, Papa Gwynne in Bath on the 22nd will be doing his Waterstone signing with Mark Lawrence. That is an incredible author duo.
What a lineup! Yeah.
And then, yes, Bath signing. It'd be lovely if you can make it there. We won't be at that one, but Papa Gwynne will appreciate anyone coming. He always says how lucky he is that people would like to come see him. He's a very humble man, and so it'd be very nice if you could do it.
I remember the first chat that Papa Gwynne did was at the Brighton. It is in Brighton after he won the Morningstar Award, the David Gemmell one, and he had a chat that was scheduled at the same time for Patrick Rothfuss and Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett were doing a chat in the room next door. So obviously Papa Gwynne had 5 people in there. I believe Julie was there actually. And and obviously everyone else had like 5,000 people in that room. So that was hilarious. Bless him.
That is such a good story. But times have changed. Julie, we promise no spoilers. Yeah. We'll be able to talk about that when Fear of the Gods is out, which is awesome. Not too long. We've been waiting so long, Ed, and we're nearly there. Did you cry, Ed, after reading Fury?
Multiple times actually throughout, and then after it was a powerful experience, and I'd definitely say I cried several times throughout. There's a lot of emotional payoffs and a lot of shocks, I will say, that left me in tears. Definitely, I always connect with Papa Gwynne's writing emotionally anyway, but I think this one was really charged, was fueled by a lot. And obviously, Papa Gwynne went through a lot writing this book, and it's wonderful to have. Well, when we were reading it, it was wonderful to have it in our hands. So powerful book.
Yeah, I think there's like scenes that are very emotional in a very different way, but I'm not going to say anything else in case I accidentally spoil something, and that terrifies me.
Yeah.
So thank you for congratulations. Ed, apparently you're looking like a Viking.
Oh, thank you. I'm just being too lazy.
Oh my word, this is hopefully what I'm going to be like at the end of the year.
So is that some Icelandic?
That I'm guessing you're saying congratulations for 10,000 subscribers.
I believe that is Sam, who lives in Iceland.
Wow, that is awesome. So hopefully I can be a bit more like that at the end of the year. Thank you for the congratulations. Philip, you know what? That's what you need to go at. Books, don't go in with a really high bar. If there's cheese, it's going to be great.
You better believe it.
We do have another brother. His name is James. He's a farmer. He's not as into reading. So he is a brother Gwynne. He is a brother Gwynne, but he's not on the brothers Gwynne. But yeah, there is another brother, and you can't just summarize him for saying he likes cows.
He loves it when I say that.
He does love cows, to be fair.
He does. He has to.
It's true. Yeah, Dr. Philip is in the house.
That stands for fantasy.
I just had a brain blank. Yeah, Dr. Fantasy is in the house. Sorry about that. Dr. Philip Chase, Mr. Fantasy himself, author of the Adan trilogy, which we love. There we go. Have I covered all bases?
I think so.
Have I redeemed myself?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Philip talking about the discussion. We're really looking forward to it. Oh, Ed. So I read The Way of Kings quite a few years ago. I thought there was very big problems with it. There was one character who it was just such a drag for me. But I did witness the Sander launch, and I did really enjoy the ending. But Ed, what did you think?
I'm not a Sanderson guy, unfortunately. I've quickly realised. I read Mistborn, and then lots of people said read Way of Kings, and I didn't get any enjoyment out of it, to be honest. And I'm really upset. I am, and I know that. I mean, people have come for me on Twitter because I said I didn't like it. I've never had fans of a series, try and call me out basically. But I said I didn't enjoy Way of Kings. I have very valid reasons. I know it is blasphemy. There was just so much about the writing that felt like I was kind of being told how to feel. It was like the writing felt a little bit robotic, mechanical, not much heart. And Ed, I'm a fantasy reader for the characters.
If you carry on, we're going to drop below 10,000 again.
Probably. I'm really gutted, and I really wanted to write the way the Way of Kings, and I think.
Well, yeah, you never go into a book wanting to dislike it, but reading subjective.
It's a big book as well,
and he's not an author for you.
No, very sad.
Lord of the Rings themed wedding. That is a great way to go. Sadie did actually make you a Lord of the Rings themed breakfast for your birthday, didn't she?
We had, for my birthday was a Lord of the Rings themed day, because we went we had a Lord of the Rings breakfast. We watched Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, of course. And then she took us out for dinner, didn't she? And during the dinner, she wore some elf ears.
Just there you go.
And then she took me to a Lord of the Rings orchestra night, which was absolutely just so cool. And it felt like that it was all surprises, and it was a very Lord of the Rings day. So that was lovely.
You can't beat that. Oh, Abby, you can't encourage him. No cartwheels.
I think I've fallen over in an intro before, haven't I? Was it when we did the Dan Jones?
Yeah, Essex Dogs. Dan Jones review. Yeah. If you want to see Ed falling over in armor, go check out that.
We need to start thinking about our skit for Fury Wheel, because our skit for Hunger was quite fun.
We had the goats.
Oh, do you know what? Talking of glorious exploits, I saw Ferdia Lennon liked our post earlier on Instagram. That was just so cool.
You're joking.
And I'm going to message him saying we need to chat to you.
We love you.
Maybe when the paperback releases out, that'd be wicked.
That'd be amazing. What an author! As a debut,
I think more people should read it. I saw that Mads and Chris are going to read it as well.
That is great news.
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. It's always just lovely to hear that any series has got people back into reading. And Papa Gwynne
says this is the best.
Yeah, he said that to him, like that is the best compliment someone can give, that it's got them back into reading, because he loves reading. That's why he writes. And he thinks it's one of the best things he can do. And so there we go. Can't put it better than Papa Gwynne does. Awesome. That was rather friend. Oh my, that's showing us how far behind we are, Ed.
Yeah.
Question for you, Ed.
Oh, I am over halfway. I've probably said that loads of times. But yeah, no, very, very well, very close to the kind of the latter third now, which is really exciting, really cool. Hopefully have it done by Christmas is my plan.
Yeah.
It's shaping up nicely. I think there's sometimes I'll sit down and I'll write, and then I'll read it, the day after, a couple of days after, and I'll be like, I hate this so much. I'm a terrible writer. And then maybe I'll read it like a week later and I think, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Still not amazing, but hopefully Papa Gwynne can write most of it for me, and then he'll just ghostwrite it for me, and I'll just put my name on the cover.
Don't think it's going to happen, Ed. But I'm
trying. I'm working.
Really enjoyed it, and I need more. So if you're not going to write it for yourself, you need to get it done for me.
I have sent you the latest editions, so I know you're very busy. Well, so don't stress.
I thought there's only like 20 pages added, and I want the whole section together as a chunk, like Papa Gwynne does with us.
You've got part 2 now.
Or you're gonna leave me.
Yeah, no, true.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, part 2's.
Wow, I'll check that out then.
Busted.
Yeah, it is something that you just have to hope it's not someone and you can move on and never look at those people again. Hi, John. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us. That's awesome. Yeah, we did a video with Library of Viking recently, and he also did one with us. And that was really great to meet Johan in person. And hopefully you enjoy the channel coming from there.
Yeah, it's great to meet Johan. It was one of those people who were like, okay, so we feel like we know him because we always watch his video, we always chat to him online. So yeah, no, it was really cool to meet him.
Yeah, it really was. And oh my word, first Waterstones manager, that is awesome.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? You never really think with these huge companies, you never really think about how they start, do you?
No.
How small. Yeah. Well, you have to look at the broken binding, look at how 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was just Matt, and now it's just all these special editions.
They've signed Ryan Cahill.
Ryan Cahill, they've signed him. They've signed 5 or 6 books. No, was it 9 books?
5 I think it's the whole series.
Novellas. Yeah, so it's 5 books, 4 novellas, 9 works, which is insane.
The self-published fantasy is it's going to change.
It is
with the broken binding. I think that's going to really transform the industry.
It'd be interesting to see
all the teams that they're going to get behind different self-published books as well to kind of revamping them.
Yeah,
it's going to be a really big deal.
A friend of ours, Ethan,
Mr.
up the Grins.
Ethan.
If people don't know, so our name is Gwynne. So we're called the Grins. Sounds like Gwynne, doesn't it? Do you want to give a smile, Ed? There he is, grinning.
Yeah, Ethan makes some wonderful jewelry, doesn't he, Will?
He does. Go over to Ocean Jewel if you would like some nice jewelry. I'm actually wearing some a necklace, which Ethan very kindly gave me for my birthday. Yeah, it's great company. Some awesome stuff over on Ocean Jewel. So check that out if you're interested. Abbott. Oh, really? Didn't know that. Wow.
That's a cool
so
fact.
Barnes & Noble looks exactly like Waterstones.
Wow.
See, this is what's great about these things, is people just telling us what we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a hunt for when you've got so many books on the list that you have to hunt them down, don't you? You really do.
So, Will, I've got to say that I started reading Empire of Silence last night by Christopher Rocchio. And already, like, I've read about 6 chapters and I'm like, this is going to be a book for me and Will. Like, straight away, his writing is beautiful, but it's like very effective. It's like straight to the point, but it's you can tell that he's really thinking carefully about the vocab he uses, and it's as immersive as it gets. And it's definitely, I mean, people say it's very much like Dune. I think it's similar to Dune in respects that it's like a sci-fi about the heir of a house, much like Paul Atreides is the heir of a house. But yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely similar to maybe like Red Rising. So I think you should definitely check it out. It's a big book though, but I think it's about 700 pages, which shocked me when I saw it.
Yeah, and people say that often book one is actually the worst of the lot. So if you're loving it already.
And I am reading it on my new Kindle that's upside down.
Which was bought for your birthday.
Liza and Warwick. So thank you guys. I love that. This has transformed my life. It's just fantastic.
Didn't they get it for you because on holiday you were basically just filling the suitcases with books?
When we went to Greece, yeah, Warwick actually did have to pay my suitcase because it was so overweight, because I took like 8 hardbacks. I wanted to read a Greek book at Knossos, and I did it, but yeah. So the Kindle is
it's
really
a win-win for everyone,
money.
isn't
it? Yeah,
it is a win-win.
But no, yeah, Empire of Silence, Will, excellent. You should definitely check it out.
Thank you very much,
Stuart. Yes, we will.
We will. Are you definitely going to be there, Ed? Very nice.
Yep.
I 100% will. I'll be with Papa Gwynne from the Thursday at Leeds onwards. So that'd be pretty awesome. Some more congratulations. Thank you very much. All favorite Bloodsworn character. We've already covered that, haven't we? Orca, I said, but probably Spurt maybe actually is. And Vesely come into there.
I say Vesely is probably my actual favorite. Yeah,
I love Vesely, although be scared of your teeth. Julie loves Orca as well.
Yeah, Julie's a big Orca stan, 100%. Rightly so. I think, I mean, I've just recorded a video that was really hard to do because I was on my own. But it's about my favorite fantasy characters. So that will be coming up on the channel pretty soon. But I was talking about, spoiler alert, I was talking about Orca and Misaki, about these mother characters with a secret past. And they have that kind of similar dynamic, don't they? But they're both explored in really different ways.
Yeah, what I like is they're characters that, in fantasy especially, I think kind of the mother figures really kind of left behind. And sort of Kaigan and Papa Gwynne, they pick it out with Orca and Misaki, and it's just nice to see characters of kind of big demographics just kind of forgotten, being shown, given the attention they deserve. It's like someone not long ago said, has there ever been a nice marriage between 2 main characters in books? Like, we need it. We actually need like a good example.
Yeah.
instead of instead of one dying straight away, or the other.
We definitely need more positive relationships as well. Yeah,
we do. Sorry, do you want to start answering this one? I just dropped my pen.
The same investment company that owns all Waterstones bought Barnes & Noble. Okay, that actually does make sense. The fact that Barnes & Noble's is becoming a little bit like Waterstones. So interesting.
Well, hopefully when we go to Barnes & Noble here.
Yeah. Hopefully when we go to America, we'll be able to go visit some Barnes & Nobles, aka Waterstones.
That would be cool. Talking about Matt Quinn, love his arc. It is awesome.
Matt is insane, and Julie Crisp is pretty responsible for Matt Gwynne, isn't she? So...
She is, because if people don't know, Matt Gwynne was not initially intended to be a POV ever. So it's pretty awesome that looks at how kind of Papa Gwynne's a mix of an architect and a gardener. He's got some events planned, but he has to fill in the gaps. And that was the gardening side at his best.
Yeah, and then Julie was like, "Come on, what about Matt Gwynne?" Really cool.
Let's see.
And then look at how he's transformed into a fan favorite.
And he's many people's favorite.
Do you think Orca or Matt Gwynne is the fan favorite of Papa Gwynne's characters?
Matt Gwynne.
Really?
I think Matt Gwynne. Yeah. Oh, it's hard.
Okay. I think Orca is. I think universally
maybe
favorite.
Orca. But I think Bloodsworn's bigger than Faith and the Fallen. But whenever I ask people who have read both series, more will say Matt Gwynne, I think.
But then cheat code, he's got more. But
it's just exactly. Maybe with Fury, Orca's can take the lead. I didn't see the pictures to Joe Martin.
No, in Ashford. No, I didn't see that at all. I saw him at the event in Scotland. Worldcon, which everyone and their tortoise went to, but we didn't because we're fools. But no, we're busy.
Varg deserves some love as
Great
well.
Shout Heidi. Now Heidi has all the wonderful comments, and she's always she loves Boudica, she loves glorious exploits. So we like Heidi.
We trust the judgment and here talking, but I love it when people say they love a murderous mummy, and Orca falls in that category.
Yes.
More love for the Bloodsworn. Yeah, I do agree. It's written so well. And then Elva, your favorite, Ed?
Yeah.
But here,
so, how good to see some Elva love.
Talk about Craf.
Well, I always think if Papa Gwynne ever got a film or a series made, then I would definitely petition to be the voice of Craf.
Can you give us a demo?
Oh, that's really harsh, isn't it? No, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, well, we can say that for a special occasion, maybe.
Yeah. I've been... sorry, you go.
No, you go.
I was going to say, so my voice is actually really hurting at the moment because my class, every time they're good, they're asking me to do the voice of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and I'm having to do that to bribe them to be really good kids. And
that is not on.
It's a slippery slope because wait till they ask for Gollum.
Yeah, you can't let them know you can do that.
No.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to read Faith and Fallen after Fury of the Gods. The time is nigh.
Yeah. And then read Of Blood and Bone because it's underrated.
Philip Chase, he loved Faith and Fallen, but here showing that he agrees the writing craft. I think especially, I've only read one chapter of Hunger of the Gods so far. I've read it before, but on this reread, chapter 1 blows my mind away.
So can I ask you a question? Are there
underrated?
Any authors that you feel like you prefer their earlier books over their newer books, and vice versa? So if we're saying we prefer Papa Gwynne's, 100%. I was gonna say first name that pops to mind, Joe Abercrombie. I think First Law is much better than Age of Badness by a long.
I do absolutely adore Trouble with Peace, but I just think First Law is like the perfect trilogy. I know a lot of people
Trouble with Peace is a brilliant book.
I do.
Yeah. I agree. Trouble with Peace is brilliant. Mark Lawrence.
I think
I prefer the first trilogy and the second trilogy over anything else I've read. Yeah, I've read the first one.
Okay, I adored that. But it's a hard one. I think writers, over time, their craft gets better. But if you think usually the world and plot they spend the most time on is the first series to get published. So that's the most fully fleshed out.
But you sink all your ideas into it.
Whereas after that, you have to, like Papa Gwynne said, there's some things he regrets putting into the Faith and Fallen because they weren't utilised properly, but now he can't use that idea. And I think a lot of authors do that, and then they have to churn something else out so quickly because of the pressure.
Giles Christian, someone who I think is getting better.
Yeah, on every book, I don't know how he does it, honestly. I even read his thriller, his modern day crime thriller, Where Blood Runs Cold, and it was just amazing.
Have you read his Harold Hardrada poem.
They're the only. Oh yes, yeah, and I listened to it narrated by
Philip Stevens.
Philip Stevens, yeah,
well, it's performed. It was insane.
Performed, sorry.
It's such a fantastic verse. Yeah,
it is amazing, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Russell Hobbs got a lot to answer for.
That is your kind of joke.
Thomas, thank you for that.
Time Dread. Be very interesting to see what you think. Hope you enjoy it. Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny Works is someone I want to read a lot more of because I absolutely loved To Ride Hell's Chasm. Thought it was brilliant. Really, really good writer, solid. So yeah, no, I definitely want to check out more from her. And War of Light and Shadows. How big is that? Is it 11 books? She did a great video for her recently. Channel. Yeah,
but I'm very intrigued. I don't hear people talking as much about the series that Raymond E. Feist and Johnny Works wrote together. I really want to read some Feist, really want to read some Works. I haven't got much reading time, so I thought I'd like to read one written by both. So if anyone could let me know what they thought of that, that would be great.
Yeah, maybe we could do talk about that, Will, because I'd love to read them as well and read more. I'm trying to read more like classic or older fantasy that you wouldn't see on BookTube. Ed did a comment recently, which I completely agree with, is that there's like a period of books that kind of no one chats about, really. So I think we should definitely try and read some more of those books. I mean, David Gemmell. I don't remember the last time I saw a Regante video on YouTube, which I'd love to see more people reading David Gemmell. It's 90s stuff, early 2000s.
It's true.
So, yeah.
It's true. And when last year on my channel, I did a video of kind of most popular authors according to the audience we engage with. And David Gemmell was on there, but he's just not talked about much.
Yeah. Did you say your channel or our channel?
My channel.
Unbelievable.
The less important channel, Ed. Leslie, hopefully you do finish.
Yeah, you've got
in time.
You haven't got long
before Fury comes out. Only a few weeks left. Thank you, Kaiju. 10k subs. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and hope to see you on the future videos as well. I do work for the Broken Binding. I'm in the customer service.
William,
at the moment. I don't
William's
have time.
The reason why the emails are so slow, aren't you, Will?
Yeah, very funny. Actually, the Broken Binding are very good with their emails. I have you know.
They are.
They're very quick. Obviously, I'm soon very busy, so I don't do many hours, but it's a great team. It's awesome to work at the Broken Binding and just keeping up to date with all the book news. A lot of what isn't open to the public knowledge as well is pretty awesome. Sorry to show off there. Thank you very much.
You have to flex.
Yeah, the positive energy. Well, we always say that there's so many books out there that we've read and loved that we're always going to be honest about books we've read, like you have been about Way of Kings. But if we're doing videos highlighting books, we're always going to do it in a positive way instead of focusing on the negative. Because I just think, what is the point? Because if you dislike a book, then okay, you dislike it, it's subjective. But why not spend that time highlighting a book that you think positively of instead, when there isn't enough time to do that for most of the books anyway?
Yeah, I wouldn't do a review on BookTube of a book that I didn't love. You know, I think all the books that we've done a review of, we love, and we have lots of good things to say. I'll always be critical and always say maybe I didn't gel with this, but yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't do now a review of The Way of Kings saying, right, this is everything I hate about the book. I don't see the point.
No, because so many people love it, and again, highlight a book that I want more people to read and to talk to them about instead.
Yeah.
Talking about Way of Kings, we're about to not be as positive because Ed said that he didn't enjoy Way of Kings.
Yeah. I think my Sanderson journey is over, I'm afraid. I might try a standalone, one of his like Tress in the Emerald Sea or something. I see lots of people rate that. But again, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of his humor. So there is I think Tress in the Emerald Sea, is that the one that's basically like the Princess Bride?
Princess Bride, apparently, yeah.
You'd hope that would be funny. But there you go, talking about Raymond E. Feist.
There we go, yeah, ahead of us, because this was actually 22 minutes ago. So ahead of us there. So yeah, I do need to keep out for Magician, but let me know about the Feist Works series. That'd be great. Quick fire question. Longest series, I think, for me is... Oh, that is difficult, actually, isn't it?
Mine would be the Warlord, not Warlord, the Saxon
Stories.
Saxon Stories
Yeah,
by
I'm
Bernard
one book
Cornwell
off.
about Uhtred. 13 books. So
that is pretty crazy.
I mean, would you
First of all,
count Robin
Universal
Hobb
together
as all of it together? As the
yeah,
whole
it's from the
series?
Eldlings, but I haven't read Life Ships, so
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, that is a series. Maybe the 9 books I've read are probably more pages than Saxon Stories, but less books. So yeah, we're probably forgetting that really big one. Obviously, we haven't read Wheel of Time. I read the first 3 books, but that was when I was like 14, and I think it took me ages to read book 1 and 2, and then book 3. I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I'm too young.
And that wasn't like you, because you would burn through a book.
Yeah,
you still
I did really try,
but
and I did understand it, but it just took like a lot. And for my age, I wasn't ready.
I mean, the Silmarillion seems like the longest. It's a series because takes so long to read, doesn't it?
We don't want to have to end the live stream because we're upset with each other. So I'm just going to pretend you never said that.
Okay, deal.
Hope you enjoy Shadow of the Gods, Ash. 'Twas indeed Icelandic. You knew it, Ed. Thank you very much. That's very kind for you to say. Yeah, we usually film in my room. Actually, you just don't see
my old room.
Rest of the room in it. Your old room, yeah. Before you moved out, got family, all that jazz. So you just see the bookshelves.
We've done a couple of videos of mine, haven't we? But not really.
Yeah, whilst at uni, we've batch recorded before I've gone back to uni. So we've got 6 or 7 videos, which will be posted at later dates. So it will look like we're together, but we actually recorded them a month ago. And then we're going to do some things like this, aren't we? And I am coming back. Papa Gwynne signing, so maybe we'll fit in recording a video too then.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe we could we could do a video at the events or something.
We'll keep everyone updated.
Yes.
Asked about Rings of Power. I've not watched any of Rings of Power season 2. I watched Rings of Power season 1, didn't enjoy it, and I'm not a fan of hate watching. I'm not just going to watch it to hate it. So I didn't click with season 1. I don't want to waste my time watching season 2 when I knew I wouldn't like it. But
yeah, I did
enjoy it.
I tried season 2 because I'm not averse to hate watching. If I'm feeling really upset, then I'll sit down with some popcorn and watch something I totally despise, or watch something like the new Roadhouse. That's just terrible that you could laugh at. But I watched the first scene and just thought, do you know, it's actually not hate watching. It's just weeping at what could have been. So yeah, no, not a big Rings of Power fan, unfortunately. I mean, if you watch all the interviews with the people who wrote it, all they talk about is putting their own ideas and their own thoughts and opinions on there. And then you watch the interview of Peter Jackson when the Fellowship of the Ring was coming out, and he said, we've got no interest in putting our own thoughts or modern messages in. We're sticking to Tolkien. I just don't see the point, and they've bought that era of the world of the Lord of the Rings, and then rather than any of the others, it's just crazy. It's just for money's sake, isn't it?
I get they don't have as many options, but do the story. It's like the Winter
King.
King.
And these people that are writing it, that are saying, obviously, we're doing this for a modern audience and trying to put loads of messages in there. But they're working for Amazon.
I do understand some changes. Like Peter Jackson did make changes, but there's a balance, isn't there? And it feels like it. For me,
the theme
it lost a lot of the soul of Tolkien.
Yeah.
Some people talk about Brandon Sanderson couldn't click like you, Ed, and I Ed saying, let's avoid a fight. That's funny.
Someone said I am just trying to be edgy because I didn't like Way of Kings. So,
Ed, are you not again? Surely not.
I know. Yeah.
On my word, a cake of Bilbo's Hobbit hole. That must have been the nicest tasting cake ever. Also, how could you eat that when it must have looked so nice? Yeah, we wish we could see the picture. That would be awesome. Oh yeah, the Icelandic inspiration. Papa Gwynne did so much research for the Bloodsworn. And he said one of the hardest things was kind of not force feeding so much into it, because he realizes not everyone's going to want to see everything that he's read. So he had to cherry pick for what he mentions in the Bloodsworn. But yeah, really glad.
And he only chose
kind of Icelandic
a few kennings, didn't he? He chose. I mean, the main kenning he chose is Thought Cage, and people are not happy about it. So,
well, I think
you can't put too much details in there.
Yeah, it is divisive. A lot of people love it. some people, it's the one thing they really don't like about it, but then that tailors off a bit in Hunger. Papa Gwynne did say maybe he got a little bit carried away. Yeah, more people not the biggest fan of Sanderson. This is sacrilege. Can't take it. You know what? Books are subjective, but we can't have it. Papa Gwynne's books are perfect, and yeah, we're not biased. I hope you do pick Papa Gwynne up. Yeah, one of our jobs is to try and push people to read it. As we said, we join BookTube to talk to people.
We don't even get commission anymore, do we?
No, we don't. So we just do it for fun. And so yeah, hopefully you can join the bandwagon and talk to us about it. Just going through the comments, quite a few more. We are very behind, Ed. Well, Papa Gwynne, we got to focus on the finale of Bloodsworn. This is the thing. It's always difficult for authors that they spent a year writing a book, and before us out, people asking about the next one, which is lovely, of course, because people are passionate about the author. But they said it's just one of the funny things, isn't it? But yeah, if there's news, there'll be news. We can't say anything, and yeah,
he's a writer.
Let's focus on a few of the gods. So. Yeah, we'll focus on a few of the gods for now.
Yeah.
This glorious book, so it's called Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. Historical fiction. Got a review on the channel if you want to check that out. Yeah, the Broken Money are awesome, and I have really enjoyed Of Blood and Bones so far, but I need to get more up to date.
Do you mean Of Blood and Fire?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ed, I'm tired.
See, you haven't read Of Blood and Bone. I knew it.
Proven right after all these years.
You don't like tier lists, do you, Will? So Will's whenever I say let's do a tier list,
the negativity. I don't want it
not being negative.
Tier 1, you have to have the bottom ones. I don't want to talk about the books I didn't enjoy as much.
I get that.
Yeah. Broken Binding, yeah, they do a great job promoting self-published authors. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would like to see that. But yeah, the Broken Binding do a great job really promoting self-published authors, and it's lovely to see them have a bit more of a platform.
Yeah, 100%.
Talking about Sun Eater, saying it just gets better and better. Agreeing with you there, Ed. And yeah,
that's exciting.
I think I love more.
It's great so far.
I still enjoy paperbacks in my hand more than any other field, but ebooks, especially books I'm studying, amazing to highlight and then go back over the bits you've highlighted. Especially a book like David Copperfield, which is like 900 pages.
Talking about highlighting, usually when Papa Gwynne's researching a series, he'll do a load of reading of pretty much every book there is in that area, and he'll highlight it as he goes along. And then what Will and I will do is we'll type up his highlighted notes, and then kind of organize them for him, and then send them to him, and then he puts them into all of his big notes. Yeah, that's. I mean, lots of people sometimes ask about how he begins with writing a series, and it's immersing yourself in pretty much any written thing there is about it.
Yeah. I can't say that I have.
Will, be honest. No, I haven't read 50
Shades.
No. I'm sure
maybe
it'll
be on the TBR for. Is there a month for romances that it's affiliated with? Summer,
probably October, spooky season, isn't it? So
yeah, it probably is. Yeah, Glornir is awesome.
Glornir looks like Papa Gwynne.
Sword of Kaigan is a must read as well. We both agree there.
Yeah.
Oh, Barnes and Noble offering more special editions, so maybe they're moving with the times. I always wonder what it's like, obviously seeing special editions, but we see it from the kind of the UK POV. So interesting seeing across the pond. Yeah, we all owe Julie a big thank you, because that is just awesome to have Matt Gwynne, the old wolf himself. Oh, okay. Starting historical fiction. I think Warlord Chronicles, if you're a fantasy reader, 100%, and that partnered with Boudica because they both feel epic. What do you think, Ed?
Oh, that's a really good one. I mean, it depends on the Conagudin. I would say his newer Greek stuff is stronger. Boudica is the best historical fiction out there, but it's quite slow, quite tangential. But
do you know what I'd say out of all of them though?
I'd say Sigurd.
If it's I'd say out of them all, first historical fiction, the easiest to get into, very self-contained story, one that's a page turner, probably the shortest out of all of them as well. I'd say Sigurd trilogy by
I also think Giles Christian's writing is beautiful and it's underrated and it's incredibly immersive. I'd say it's probably the most immersive out of all of those, and he's not constrained by history because there's not too much that we know about that period, end of the 8th century Norway. So yeah, I think Sigurd's it's a linear story as well. It's essentially Hamlet, which was based on Amleth, which is what the Northman was based on. So it's the Lion King, but with swords. So yeah, I would say Sigurd
really made us
really good. Yeah, I would say Sigurd over the Raven trilogy as well, because that was his first Viking trilogy. But yeah, Sigurd's trilogy, wonderful stuff. Great mix.
Oh my word, yeah, we were so jealous at FantasyCon. All the authors that were there that people got to meet, and George R. Martin, pretty mental. That must have been a crazy moment for you.
That is bonkers. It's like people meeting Tolkien because he's that level. To have the author of Game of Thrones there, you just
it's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know what people would say. I don't know what I would say to him. I remember I met Patrick Rothfuss when Patrick Rothfuss was my favorite author at the time, and I literally sat there and I said, I really enjoyed your book. And then I was like, my name's Edward. Can you sign it for me, please? And then I ran off. But yeah.
And that was it.
Not good. Go. So you need to say more things.
We learn though. We live and learn. It is hard. It is hard. And Ed, here's some motivation for you.
Thank you. We need some motivation.
And yeah, very excited to see where self-publishing goes. Thank you very much, Zach. That's very kind of you. Hopefully you're enjoying the live stream. Philip would go with Orca personally. That doesn't surprise me with his love for the Bloodsworn and the Norse vibes as well.
Well, the Norse vibes are in his blood, so yeah.
Oh, wow. That's very awesome. Nice. I can imagine that would send you into a bit of a panic.
Yeah.
Hello, Thomas. Hello. Wow. Far away. It was crazy to think people from other countries watching our videos, isn't it, Ed?
Yeah, and great to have you part of the Discord. The Discord channel was definitely a lot of new members over the last month, really, isn't it? Since the Bloodsworn read-along started. So we've got quite a few people. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, do head over to the Discord if you want to influence future read-alongs or things like that, or just chat about books. More talk about Craf. He is the best at Ohio, Ed. I do agree, and so we're looking forward to hearing Ed's voice. Talking about the voice, Ed. People are begging for the Stitch voice.
Well, Craf would be like Stealer, Stranger, and then obviously Stitch would be Stitch's like Hannah family. That's my best Stitch voice.
See what I mean? So. He's so good at accents. It is crazy. You used to just practice, didn't you?
It's not an accent. It's just a strange voice on my way to work. But that's the thing about D&D, Will, is that I've been having to try and practice my D&D voice because immediately I go to as if I'm in Made in Chelsea when I'm speaking. Like, well, I rolled the D20, but I need to find some more voices.
Maybe you can expand on that. Yeah.
Travis, our DM, is insane.
He's great at his accents. Maybe when you do one, Ed, you have a few accents up your sleeve then.
Maybe, yeah.
Papa Gwynne, I don't know. Sadly, Heidi, I don't know the answer to that. Sorry.
No.
Pre-ordered a few of the guys. That's what we like to hear. Looking forward to hearing everyone's thoughts on release day, which is 12 days into us out in the US and 14 days into us out in the UK. And then I don't know the specific dates for the rest of the world.
22 is my favorite number, so it's a good day.
It is a good day. I've not read Bloodsworn. Yeah, I think Orca. I really think Orca is going to. Frida's an amazing character. She is fantastic in Blood and Bone.
She is. Yeah,
I do agree. I think she might actually be my favorite POV as well. Older guy,
Heidi.
Yeah, GGK.
This is where we're gonna have to set aside our differences And let's talk about our love of Boudica, because Tigana was
not
a
your
painful
favorite.
experience for me. No. I think the way that Guy Gavriel Kay writes women is, I mean, he's obviously very popular with the ladies. If that's his everyday experience, I'd say that.
Yeah.
It should be yeah, shocker.
Jay, yeah, you did hear right. I am a West Ham fan, so yeah, I'm a Hammer. So glad to have another one here. We don't usually talk about football on the channel, but yeah, we've got a bit more to us than just books, don't we, Ed?
Yes, yeah. You like West Ham, I like Brighton. James also loves West Ham, but he goes to see Brighton the most, obviously, because they're more local.
That's because we live close, yeah.
Exactly.
But we are a West Ham family. You've just diverged from the path, haven't you?
Yes. Well, Papa Gwynne did support Aston Villa as a wee lad.
Well, Papa Gwynne isn't really.
He's not a big fan of football. No. Well, I mean, the sports that we watch the most of would be, tennis. We'll watch rugby if it's international, won't we?
Yeah,
definitely. I watched a bit of UFC.
Yeah.
Do you watch any other sports? I mean, I've been watching a bit of badminton lately.
We have, because we've been playing badminton. Yeah.
So I'm listening and reading to A Court of Thorns and Roses at the moment, Will. And they actually have badminton in that. They call it shuttlecock.
No way.
Yeah, and it's not a euphemism.
Wow. You enjoying it?
Do you know what? I'm enjoying it more. I love drama and I love gossip, so it does feel like I'm reading The Only Way Is Essex or something.
But in a book.
But I actually am enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, and being able to chat about it with Sade is fun. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, and listening to it, it's quite cheesy. It can be a bit cringy at times listening to it, but no, I'm definitely enjoying it more than I imagined I would. So yeah.
That's very good, Ed. And now a question here to divide us. So Ed is the better swordsman for sure, if it comes to like Saxon Viking reenactment. But medieval, Ed, I think I had you.
So
if you watch the videos who got recorded.
Yes, you think this because William is quite fast with his sword, but I was wearing a lot of armor and you were wearing nothing, so I was having to pull my hits, and also you had nothing to weigh you down. So I think now.
Did breastplate on at times.
Did you though? I don't think so. I think I'd have you in both, but we can try. We should probably film a duel for the channel.
You are. That is lovely.
I just believe in myself. Look, you beat me at tennis. I'll beat you at a duel. You do remind me of Gorst,
pre-medieval. You would.
You remind me of Gorst because you have this unhinged anger. To be honest, fighting Papa Gwynne isn't that the scariest experience you ever, because he's terrifying when he fights you.
He just charges you,
and he always injures you.
He always does. It's always really scary. He's such a calm man, but as soon as he gets that,
he's so gentle. But watching Papa Gwynne duel Sadak, and Sadak's always mentioned in the acknowledgements, isn't he? But that's his best friend. But whenever they have a fight, whenever they see each other, Papa Gwynne always hurts him. Yeah.
It's not on. Oh, talking about the Empire trilogy, I need to check that out. Then I'll add that to my list to do over the next few days. Oh, never heard of this. Are they older?
Oh yeah, Thomas Covenant. It sounds very much like a medieval name, doesn't it? So I always think it's historical fiction, but yeah. But I don't know much about it. I don't know who it's written by. But Nikki has some great recs, so yeah, we should probably check them out.
Thank you very much. Oh, Daughter of the Empire. Maybe I'll listen to an audiobook then. That is a big statement. The most perfect book ever. So I need to look into that for sure. Yeah, the Broken Binding are just a dream to work for. It's about books. Can you get better than that? Prydain is definitely should be read by everyone, even though they're children's fiction. I think they're very accessible to an older demographic.
Yeah, and Prydain, they are inspired by Welsh mythology, which you don't really get much of. The writing's brilliant, and Gurgi is Gollum, but with hair. Like, what is not to love?
Exactly. There you go. I'm afraid I can't drop any news which is hidden. That wouldn't be fair, but really looking forward to many of the special editions coming out, especially to Dr. Fantasy himself.
Do you have a favorite? I mean, looking at the art of Dr. Fantasy's series so far, absolutely brilliant. But do you have a favorite special edition that you've done with the broken binding?
Well, I haven't run it, but that I've seen. On a word of Blood and Bone when they arrived, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
and that's not just being biased. I've never seen art pop like that. Renee, what an artist!
Yeah,
just
and I do. I love
life.
I love the first law stuff. How they did, obviously the hardbacks, getting them again is fantastic. And I just love the sprayed edges on them as well. I mean, sprayed edges, do they make or break it for you? Do you care about sprayed edges?
Yes, but they don't make or break.
No, mind you actually do have a whole shelf of special editions where you display them outwards, don't you? You're a madman.
I am a bit scared. I might get something to like make sure they don't fade, but
yeah,
it's because I've got the first law series out somewhere else on the shelf. So I thought for them, show the pages off.
Yeah.
Nick agreeing with you that the humor doesn't quite click, Ed.
Probably might try it then.
And then Andrew, thank you very much. Thanks for joining, and thank you for your kind words on the channel. So if you don't know, Ed is writing a fantasy book, so hopefully we see that released at some point soon. And I want to be a writer one day, but we'll see what I write. I think fantasy is definitely probably the most likely genre. But historical fiction as well.
Will's written a really good historical fiction story, a short story. That you should definitely put on our Patreon, Will, because that short story is brilliant.
Well, you're very kind, because I didn't think it was very good, but
no, when I read it, I thought I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Good level of character, good historical detail, some great shocking moments, and also the harsh reality of what period was it set? It was
it's the just after the 7-Year War
in
18th century. Yeah. So late 18th century. Yeah, the Highlander Regiment, which was very new at that time.
Yeah, was it in Canada?
America, the United States, I believe.
Okay, but no, that was great. So definitely put that on the Patreon at some point. That'd be wicked. But I mean, I love reading historical fiction. But everything I want to write at the moment is fantasy. I definitely will write historical fiction one day. I mean, I think all the books I write will probably be standalones, just because I flip from thing to thing. So I wouldn't want to dive into a series because it's. I mean, look at Pierce Brown. He started off writing space opera. Would you say space opera? I mean, it always feels like fantasy, but sci-fi.
Fantasy, yeah.
And then you've written your first book, and then all of a sudden, it's 11 years later, and you're still writing the same series.
Yeah,
and I saw an interview with him recently saying he wants to write fantasy next. So that'd be really cool.
That would be
high
awesome.
fantasy.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Talking about Tide Child, I've read Tide Child, the whole trilogy. I think you read just book 1, and we were talking about RJ earlier because of the Weird Wood. I will be reading, so I'll be happy to share those thoughts pretty soon. Well, hello from Tennessee. Ed, you do have the Road graphic novel, don't you?
I do. I don't have it to hand, but I've started reading it. It's absolutely brilliant. The art's beautiful. It's definitely more inspired, I'd say, in terms of design to The Road, the film with Viggo Mortensen. Is it John Hillcoat, the director? I think. But yeah,
sure.
It's fantastic. Obviously, you can't quite get I think the flashbacks and in the monologues in his head of the father are brilliant. The way he explores a lot of his past relationship and what happened previously. But yeah, don't quite get that detail, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I think the artwork's better than the
Red is one of my favorites. So
yeah.
Oh, Ed, it fits. You're edgy because your name is Ed.
Just me. This is who I am.
Yeah, I love the thought cage references as well, but it doesn't click with everyone.
Yeah, any of that stuff I always find more immersive. Although I don't like it when it's like in world like swear words. When people make up like a cuss. That always feels a bit like wooden to me. But no, I think Thought Cage has done really well. And like the Whale Road, that kenning, all of that stuff is all original. And Papa Gwynne could have chosen much worse.
He could have definitely.
thought chest or something, or there are some other really bad kennings that you could have.
Yeah,
you could have chosen. Yeah.
Well, you can't say bad, but it might not fit.
As in, not appropriate. You know, they wouldn't.
Okay.
They wouldn't gel with the vibe as much.
Yeah, and the message there, just don't pick up Tressed. That's the message.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for joining us, Sam, and hope you have a nice dinner in Iceland. Greetings from Budapest as well. Wow, really people from all over. Thank you for joining. Hopefully you enjoy this live stream. Yeah, Matt has done a great series, 100 favorite books. You are talking about doing yours at some point soon, aren't you, Ed?
Yes, I mean Matt is the kind of the template, the blueprint for doing a review channel, isn't he? And the way he's done those videos is absolutely brilliant. So maybe I'll do that as well, which would be really, really fun. If you guys would like that, then definitely that'd be cool.
Yeah, I've done one. It's a bit dated now. A year and a half ago, I did one on my channel, the top 80. So I got 8 videos
your
on
channel.
that. Lady Mayor talking about gushing at George R. R. Martin. Maybe a bit better than what you said to Patrick Rothfuss.
Yeah, I think they handle that better.
Do you guys hope you have a good day at work? Thank you for taking the time to join us before you head off.
Dugrath, good guy.
Heidi, yeah, we do talk about the writing process of Papa Gwynne, so hopefully you got that to look forward to in a few days. That would be awesome. I mean, we just need more Papa Gwynne editions, don't we? So hopefully at some point in the future we can see a special edition of the Bloodsworn.
That would be very cool.
That would be awesome. It was a career change much later in life, and I think book did it come out when he was 43, 44? Malice?
Something like that, yeah.
So his first book came out when he was around that age. First thing he ever wrote. He's never written a short story, never written a different book. And he started writing Malice about... Yeah, he wrote Dissertation, nothing of fiction. But about 8-9 years earlier, he started writing Malice, but just to read to his family, us included. And it's just grown from there, from a hobby. And then, so he definitely didn't plan to be a writer, but it's something that he said he's very lucky to be.
Yeah.
I've actually read Throne of Glass, so Eddie Black saying that it's better than Court of Thorns and Roses. So bold words there. Many people.
Did you enjoy Throne of Glass?
I did. I've read all 7 books, so I think that speaks volumes enough. I think later on in the series, Sarah J. Maas might have been molding a bit more to what she's now more well known for, which might not click with me as much. But I did really enjoy Throne of Glass. Wow, that is awesome to hear. Yeah. Varg is just awesome. I love the found family trope, and it's just done so well with Varg. And hopefully Fear the Gods arrives promptly on the day. Thank you, Johan. Hope you're doing well.
Thanks for
doing those
checking
videos with you. And yeah, hope to see you again at some point soon. Thank you, Wilf. That's very nice of you to join us.
Ah, okay. Hi,
He's never read Tigana, so
yeah,
there we go. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about. When the trilogies are all together, they look really nice. That's what happened with Of Blood and Bone.
It's like Of Blood, the Bloodsworn, the covers, putting them all together. So you have to buy 3 copies of that book to make the animals go together.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a very good point. I wonder why they don't do. Maybe they deteriorate quicker, or maybe the people who are big enough fans to buy a special edition want a bigger. Ones that you can stand all next to each other.
They make more money from putting that effort into a hardback.
Yeah,
mind you, actually, Waterstones have done a couple. Like the Road does the Road? Yeah, the Road is
one of the
editions. Special edition. Waterstones. Yeah, which is a really nice one. So yeah, some of them are like that.
Yeah, there's some.
But I guess that's a a Pulitzer Prize Pulitzer Prize winning book. So you're going to sell it. Basically,
yeah, definitely.
But maybe, maybe
Tyler,
chat to
joining us.
Broken Binding will chat to Matt.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there probably is a reason, but I'm just not sure what it is. Thank you very much for saying congrats on the milestone. That's very kind of you. All first 2 books by Papa Gwynne you've read. That is exciting. And Fear the Gods. Cannot wait for it to come out. What did you think of the Roman Empire? All the time.
Genuinely daily. I actually did an assembly
probably...
today at school on Boudica.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, which was really fun.
That's
So
pretty cool.
lately, pretty often, but I think I probably do think of Boudica and subconsciously the Romans at least twice a week. I'd say.
Very nice.
Sometimes
I'd
thrice.
say probably once a week from me. But yeah, great question. Yeah, it is interesting how there's just different ways. Yeah, but yeah, I've forgotten the exact years. Maybe 1756 to 1763. I mean, it's been 4 years since I wrote that story now, or 3, and since I studied it. So hopefully I can remember. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Ronan.
Thank you, Ronan.
Well, look, if you didn't love it enough the first time, it shows that you did the second.
If Eddie's read it twice, then 100%
it must be good. I love that you do these buddy reads. And he read it all as well. You're spreading the book love. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, we will definitely let you know. Hopefully there'll be a few more Papa Gwynne tours, but we have no idea.
That's really cool.
If that happen. But if
thanks,
there is,
Almir.
then
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dandelion Dynasty was awesome.
Yeah, the copies do look nice. The covers are nice. They all look. I mean, do they do the midnight editions? Which are like very purple, aren't they? Purple's a great color.
They are. Purple's fantastic color. My favorite color, actually. We're collecting countries.
Would you say purple's your favorite?
Yes, it's weird. It's not the color I might wear as much, but a deep purple. I love that.
It's hard to wear. It's hard. I mean, unless you're the
Spain
Joker,
as well.
Pull it off.
No, not really. Oh, it's not loading. I'm clicking another comment, but it's not coming up.
We've officially broken the live stream. We knew it'd happen.
Here we go.
Who's going to do it?
There we go.
It'll be you.
Oh, sorry, Ed, for taking charge of it. It must be huge when it's kind of so central to the Boudica kind of history, but also mythology, because there's a lot that we don't know. And kind of the legend around Boudica is almost as big as the history as well, isn't it?
So, Sarah, I assume you've read Dreaming the Eagle by Amanda Scott.
You must, surely.
Because that is the Boudica series. And there's a new Boudica story coming out next year, I believe.
Yes, Elodie Harper's
by Elodie Harper.
Doing the Boudica's daughter, and she put a post on the other day saying that Boudica as a character has been kind of her toughest to write, but her most enthralling, and like she just loves the history. And so I think she's saying she hopes she's done it justice.
Well, I always say let's think about Arthur. Will, like, Arthur is so hard to write as a character. I mean, if you think about the Warlord Chronicles, you always think about Derval. I think Giles Christian's book, Arthur, the third one, really changed my opinion on his version of Arthur, because I always thought Arthur was the weakest part of that series.
So yeah,
it's really hard to write that legendary character, and I think Boudica's the same. In fact, that how can you get that right? Like, she's the stuff that happened to her that we know of in history is, shapes this woman in such a specific way. How do you write that? It's just a really tough task. But that's why Amanda Scott, I think, did such a great job. You have Ban, who is one of my favorite characters ever, and then Breaker Boudica is written so well. Jamie, good to see you, Foos. That is Sadie's cousin.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid I don't think I've read any fantasy by a Russian author.
No, I don't think I have. I read books set in Russia, like I read 12 by Jasper Kent, which is about Russian vampires in the Napoleonic War in Russia. I think 1812.
And I also love Catherine Arden's Winter Night trilogy.
Yeah, that's set in Russia. I mean, little bits of The Oathsworn by Robert Lowe are set in Russia, but I haven't read. I don't think I've ever read any Russian authors per se.
Maybe something
that I know of anyway. Yeah.
Thank you for the recommendation. That is very interesting. I'll be checking that out. Cool. I'll be looking back on this video after and adding that to the TBR.
Yeah, I've heard of a Canticle, so that'd be cool.
I've never heard of this. So
Yeah, this is like the I think it's like the romantic, like, well, historical fiction. So Rome historical fiction.
Is it a romance?
I think it's big time.
Well,
at
we can't
least
just shoot it down, but yeah, maybe I'll be
in the Discord, and it sounded hilarious.
Maybe I'll be pushing it back down the pile.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Maybe I'm lying.
Yeah, it is so difficult. Like Robin Hood, Boudica, Arthur, they're such integral characters to the mythology of England, really. Can you name any others that are up there? I think they probably are the three.
Merlin would be like that, obviously. Ties him with Arthur, but they're these like folk heroes as well as kind of legends.
Yeah, which is interesting, seeing more emphasis on Boudica, because I'm surprised there hasn't already. Because obviously Amanda Scott's done it, but I mean adaptations as well, because Boudica, what she represents, but also how well known she is. And there's so many adaptations of Arthur and Robin Hood that people are a bit bored of it. So I wonder when the move to Boudica will happen.
And I think there should be more. There should be stuff like Owain Glyndwr, the Welsh prince, led a revolution, revolt against the English crown. Would be really cool. But, any other folk people, like any other legends or historical people like that. Obviously, we've had like the kings, like the Henrys.
But yeah, nothing on the level of Robin Hood, Arthur.
Yeah,
who are like heroes.
Who's the other famous guy? Like William Marshall. He's in Robin Hood, the Robin Hood film, isn't he?
William Marshall, known as the Greatest Knight, but he's more known from.
I think there's a series by Elizabeth Chadwick about William Marshall.
Really?
But yeah,
that's cool. I actually have watched the Boudica film. I saw trailers, but then I didn't hear any thoughts on it.
No, I watched it and I didn't like it.
Did you not? That's a shame.
No, it's very.
But we can look forward to the Elodie Harper book.
Yeah.
Another Boudica book for us to check out. Maybe we can just read all the Boudica books and do a ranking.
I do have Echo Lands. It's meant to be amazing, but I need to read it.
Sorry, you cut out there for me. Maybe it's just me. What did you say?
I do have Echo Lands. It's meant to be amazing, but I need to. Yeah, definitely need to read it. Yeah.
The Road film.
Yeah, I quite liked it. Have you seen it?
Well,
you've got to get a life. Why have you gone to uni?
I forgot. I was trying to remember. I said to Papa Gwynne, let's watch The Road, and he said it's a bit depressing for tonight. And then,
underrated. Yeah,
and he put on a film that I think was set during World War II. And at the end, I said, "Are you joking?" That was very depressing as well, even though it was brilliant. I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
but anyway, it was Defiance. Yeah,
great film.
Yeah, but how can you say no to The Road because it's depressing, and then put Defiance?
I think The Road is a perfect film to watch with your father. Like, surely. And Viggo Mortensen is the father of fathers, isn't he? So
I do love.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the film.
Ed.
Okay, nice. That's really cool.
Have you? I've got the Broken Binding special edition of Henry V. Actually.
Do you? Yeah,
I want to borrow that.
I haven't bought any special editions in absolute yonks, so I should have bought it, but I didn't. I like that actually. Dan put on a picture of a special edition on his Instagram earlier. I think it's a special edition. I can't remember where it's from though, but that looked really nice as well.
I think that was I think that was different.
So John Talbot,
mainly, wasn't it?
So John Talbot was a knight, Will, and he is a distant relation to us, apparently.
Yeah.
Someone in the family did our roots or something. But he put down Owain Glyndwr's revolution.
Wow,
which is hard considering
his name was
Welsh
became known as
well as the English Achilles.
John Talbot. Yeah.
I think
so. Yeah, the two sides of the family coming into conflict.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely related.
John Talbot, cool guy.
Him.
Good story. Yeah.
Need to learn more about him. To Ramble. Hello.
The guys. Well. The second best duo on BookTube.
We got. There's more duos joining though, Ed. I mean, are we getting pushed down because there's Chris and Mads, To Ramble? We got to fight our way back, don't we?
Well, yeah, that's true. We have definitely been pushed to the side with these newbies taking over. It's just disrespectful, but that is great to have them. And
But
we need to
yeah, I
definitely
started
do a
watching
chat
your
with
chat on
Richard
the
and
Blade
Austin
itself
soon.
actually, and that's been really brilliant. I can't wait to watch the rest of that.
Yeah.
It's not a Q&A with Papa Gwynne, but it is some questions. We've got some questions from the Discord in there, but it's more of a conversational type instead of just a Q&A.
Yeah, nice.
I haven't watched that, but
I need to watch that film. I think it's Guy Ritchie. But yeah,
yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, some competitive going on.
We should definitely do a chat with Tutor Rambo about the First Law. Would be cool, because I feel like
100%.
First Law is a series that I could talk about whenever, anytime. I don't really need to do prep for that. I feel like
100%.
That's our series, So yeah, no, we should definitely
100%. Yeah, we would love to do a First Law chat at some point.
Rich and Austin, sorry, it's been decided. Elise has decided we're the best. So sorry, we don't make the rules.
Sorry.
Yeah, just happened. Just happened the way it is.
Up to date the comments now, Ed.
Well done, Will. So, Will, what are you reading next?
Well, do you want to see my reading list for until December? Actually,
till December is a bit. It's a bit.
And this is not including anything outside of uni. So, there.
Oh, there. Oh. It's a lot of writing, Will.
So you've got to read all them. Read. Yeah.
Just watch a video on YouTube about them. It's fine.
So I did about 2 hours reading today, and there's none that I ticked off. Although I have read David Copperfield in advance, so thank goodness I did tick that 900-page.
How do students in Durham have time to go out to go at?
I don't know. And on top of that, reading these two, which is a necessity for the signings, which is a good necessity, but it just means I have to find the time for them as well.
You shouldn't sleep, really.
On top of that, Hunger of the Gods. I'm listening to my next few audiobooks, if I remember rightly. So I'm going to listen to Dungeon Crawler Cole.
Nice.
And then I'm going to listen to Hunger of the Gods, because I'm just not going to be able to fit it physically, I don't think. And then hopefully before the RJ Barking signing, I can read this and then listen to book 2. But I really want to physically read book 1.
Yeah. Good plan. Painful plan, but good plan. It is hard making the TBR. I'm trying to be more of a... Because do you know what I could do? If I'm really bored, I will sit down and I'll write my TBR for the year and plan them out 3 months, and then obviously I'll get to the next month and I'll be like, I don't want to read that right now. So no, what I need to do is what I've been doing the last couple of months, which is better, which is kind of decide just before we do our TBR video, what am I going to read? Yeah, and that's kind of much better. I've been on a big fancy
What's
kick
one book then
lately
that you're looking forward to reading in November?
Oh, November. I've not planned ahead, Will. That's what I'm saying.
One book in your mind that you may not be reading very soon, like necessarily then, but that you're really looking forward to getting to?
So probably book 3. Or is it Assassin's Quest?
Yeah. I would say, in my opinion, that is the weakest of the 9 books I've read.
Yeah.
There are some incredible things in it, but you have to go in knowing it's not going to be your traditional ending.
So how would you sell Robin Hobb as a writer? Because if you
character
with this
character, and more character.
Yeah. Okay.
This is one that I really like. Throughout it, plot is not the main focus, even though the stakes are rising. And I think that's shown in how different the ending is. And so this was still like 4.5 star book for me. So saying a lot, that is my least favorite of the 9. So yeah, I'll just say be wary of that.
Okay. I think I would like to read another Cormac book in November.
That does remind me, somewhere I do have All the Pretty Horses, because even though I've just started my 2nd year, I do need to start thinking about my dissertation. And so my thoughts at the moment are Cormac McCarthy, Pat Barker, or Tolkien.
3 big hitters. So you can only choose one.
Well, because it will be a dissertation is focused discussions.
So how would it be focused with? So what? As in, would you do the Border trilogy, or would you do all the Pretty Horses?
I think it'd be the Border trilogy.
It's a big one. I mean, the Silence of the Girls is so much to go into.
But with that, I could look at all of Cormac McCarthy, but with a specific lens, and maybe Blood Meridian and.
Yeah, see, that would be fun because every comic book is so different to the other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even the Border trilogy, none of them have the same tone. But the Crossing is the beginning of the Crossing. The first third is just so good, and I think that's the only part of a comic book that has made me. Oh no, I cried at the Road, to be fair, but really, really cried at the Crossing. It's just
he's just showing off all his skills, isn't he?
No, so that's his best writing, I think, by far, and it's most emotionally charged. And Billy Parham.
When did it come out? Do you know?
95, I think. I think Pretty Horses was 92, Crossing 95 or 94, and all the Cities of the Plain. That came after, basically.
It came after, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I definitely think you should look into. I mean, Tolkien's maybe not Tolkien, maybe something fresher. Pat Barker would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, and Pat Barker lives near Durham.
There you go. But it'd be nice to read another comic book because we'll be having a chat with Vera, won't we, in December, which will be really cool about Cormac McCarthy. So she's a big
that'd be awesome
MacArthur fan. So yeah.
Tutor Ramble, that would be awesome. We need to pen that in.
Yes, let us know, guys, when you finish Last Argument, and we'll chat.
The reading, maybe it's because English and history, two very heavy reading subjects. Obviously, I've left less contact hours, so it's more time for reading. But yeah, I'm not sure.
You don't really
maybe
go
there
to
is
uni,
more reading in the UK. Yeah, I have. I think like 6 hours in person a week. Although it's more.
That
now
is crazy.
It is more now because of the Old English. So there's physical workshops and things like that.
That's really good. That's like your practical side, and learning Old English is just wicked. You're going to be
I had my first one
to
today.
Gwynne now.
I'm not very good linguistically, so there's a lot I didn't understand, but I was learning. It was amazing. This is what I'm here for. It felt like
you'll be able to read The Wanderer soon, won't you, in Old English?
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but I'll be able to maybe get the general gist.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I'm just going to speak to you if you annoy me and basically abuse Oh, we've not read Empire of the Damned yet. I really need to read it.
I keep meaning to. I need to.
I love Empire of the
Vampire.
I think I might wait until very early next year, like maybe February, March, because book 3, I believe, is coming out next year. So maybe if I leave it a little bit longer and then not really close to the release of book 3, but so it'll still be fresh.
Yeah.
Calling us out again, Ed. We haven't got to it. I'm sorry.
Is Jade War the second book?
Yeah.
So Will said to me, "Can I borrow your copy of Jade War, please?" And I said, "Okay, that's fine," because I was going to read it this month anyway. And then he's like, "Okay, well, can I borrow it anyway?" So I said, "All right, here you go." And then we did a TBR video, and it wasn't even on Will's TBR. And I said, "When are you going to read Jade War?" And he said, "Probably in January." I was like, "What? Why have you borrowed it then?"
Well, I was very optimistic, and then I did my reading list, and it didn't look good.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bruv. No, but I haven't read it, and I hopefully will read it actually because I'd like to finish the series this year. So maybe November, and then the last one in December. Yeah, that's a nice plan. Yeah,
that's a nice plan. Yeah, Robin Hobb is slower burn. It's one of those that I don't think you can binge read, but that's not a bad thing.
Would you say Robin Hobb is a slow burn like Amanda Scott?
Quite similar, yeah. And I've compared their stars a bit before, haven't I?
Yes, definitely. And I would compare it over, but I've only read Assassin's Apprentice, but I'm wondering if the other books follow.
The relationship with animals, the focus on character, huge events but happening in the background that directly impact the characters and they influence them, but the main focus is on the character relationships.
Yeah.
And also how you follow the characters through a long period of time. So you really see a lot of growth. There's that coming of age aspect.
So that's what I wish.
Man from innocence to kind of having that purge than them.
It's what I wish David Gemmell did more of, because his books are so focused and tight and fast paced, and I always wish he just slowed down.
Yeah,
and maybe built over a series. Like the Regante could have been 5-6 books, and I would be here for that. Watching Conovar grow as a character. He does so much growth in 2 books anyway, but seeing that in 4 or 5 would be like that would be my dream. If you could go back and request something, that would be what I'd request.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Someone saying 10 Robin Hood books. That is a lot.
That is intense.
I do get you need an emotional break after that.
So have you read Tawny Man, Will?
Yeah.
So that is that with Fitz?
Yeah, it broke me.
Cool. okay, great.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're still smiling.
I'm with you. Needed a while to have a break.
Fair enough.
That is a good point. So much has been done on Tolkien. Maybe I want to provide something new instead.
Thing is, whatever you want to write, someone else is written it better out there. So at least if you do Pat Barker, then maybe someone else hasn't written what you're looking at.
Exactly, probably. Ed hasn't read any other Hob, and I do need to read.
No, I do want to read Shaman's Crossing. Yeah, because I think it takes like a Native American inspiration.
Okay.
With one of the cultures in her writing.
Yeah,
but that's all I know.
Jade City was great. We both really enjoyed it, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought it was really strong. A really good book, very fast paced, good characters as well. I thought it was really, really good. Good action.
Yeah,
definitely built well. I didn't love the characters.
The final third was my favorite bit.
I felt like they were unique enough and interesting enough to be really enjoyable.
Yeah, they were. And then Elegiac the Wanderer. You were just talking about that, Ed.
I don't know any other lines apart from "Where is the rider," but that's fine.
Yeah, Tolkien pillaged that for sure.
Yes.
Only just got into fantasy this year. There's so much to discover. That is a mighty trio, isn't it? Lord of the Rings, Hob, and Bloodsworn. That is crazy.
Yeah,
you're right. That is... Everyone's right. Welcome to the best club and a great start.
Yeah, what a trio.
Shannon's Crossing. Yeah. Well, there we are, Ed. We've been going for an hour 40.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's really cool. It's been fun. That's been really good. Lovely to do another live stream. It's been a long time since we've done one. So, and it's really cool to celebrate 10K viewers. Like, it's just, I can't believe that our channel has got 10K viewers. It's mind blowing because when we set out, we just wanted to, obviously a lot of it was nepotism at first because Papa Gwynne shared it. So we got quite a few subs, but no, it's been really cool. It's been a great journey so far. And here's to many, many more videos.
Here's to more. We've got a few videos ready on the channel, but everyone, thank you so much for popping along. It means a lot that you spend the time just listening to us yapping on. So thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely rest of your days. Happy reading and truth and courage from the brothers.
Thank you guys for all of the comments as well, for sticking with us. It's been a lot of fun. And hopefully see you all very, very soon. I'm sure, I mean, we got lots of good stuff coming up on the channel. We will. Really, really cool videos. Hopefully that people will enjoy. But stuff that we really enjoyed recording. So particularly the Papa Gwynne chat is coming up next. And then also our favorite fantasy books ever. The best ones. So that's really, really fun.
And some historical fiction recommendations we think most people enjoy.
Yes. So really, really cool stuff. Very exciting. But thank you guys. Really good to see you all. And stay safe. Truth and courage.
Stay safe.
The brothers Gwynne.